Alright, hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another VHS video. Today I have for you 10 things, or I'm trying to come up with 10 things. I'm still kind of thinking about it. I don't know if we're even going to hit 10, but you know, for the title, 10 sounds pretty good. Just a few things that I dislike about VHS, and it's very hard coming up with that because it's just like, I like this game so much. There's barely anything to dislike about this game. So it was actually really hard to come up with this list, and I wouldn't even say this is like 10 things that I dislike about the game. I'd say this is some things that I dislike, one main thing that I dislike, and things that I would change, some quality of life improvements, some things I've noticed about the closed beta so far that I would change, just in case maybe they don't know about these bugs and stuff. Things like that. Things to also make the game a little more fun and engaging during certain situations in the game, going up against certain monsters that some people tend to dislike a lot right now. If you haven't already, subscribe if you've been watching my videos and you enjoy them and you enjoy VHS content. Lots more coming in the future. And leave a like if you want to support me as well as leaving a comment of things you dislike about the game or things that you would want changed, or just anything that I talk about here that you want cleared up, just in case I don't explain it correctly. But yeah, let's hop right into the video. Here we go. Okay, so I made a couple of little bullet points here in my notepad. Let's go over them. So, quality of life changes. Being able to play the character I want. This is a big one, and it's a little confusing, just me saying that right there, so I'll clear it up really quickly. And this is just about the loadout system, not the progression system. I think the progression system is pretty nice, even though it's not as forgiving as DBD right now, where like in the example that I think the grind is way better in this game. But for example, if you let's take DBD for example, okay? You can play as the hag in DBD for thousands of hours. You can still be a level 1 hag and have every other character maxed out to level 50, right? In this game, you're forced to play that certain character to level up that character. You can't just play Jess and level up all the monsters and all the characters by solely playing Jess. I think that's fine. I don't have a problem with that in the progression system. The problem I have about wanting to play the character I want to play is in the loadout system. So currently, each teen, and yes, this only affects teens actually, I should clear that up. Each teen has their own affinity. Brett is the champion, Gloria is the leader, Leo's the rebel, Faith is the healer, and then Jess is the assassin. I don't know if other DLC characters are going to come out and they're going to have their own affinity, like maybe some guy comes out and he's the scientist or something. Or if the next DLC character is just going to have one of the other affinities, like he's going to be another leader type character, so he's going to have leader perks. But anyways, the loadout system right now, if I want to use, because I think Brett's perks are amazing right now, right? I want to use Brett's perks, but I don't necessarily want to play Brett in the long run once I have all the perks unlocked. I want to play Gloria or Jess, right? So if I want to play those characters though, I'm going to be at a huge disadvantage using Brett's perks. Brett has the champion attributes, which means that when you put champion perks on him, they're going to cost a lot less. If I want to play Gloria, she has the leader attributes. I should be using 3 leader perks on her to make the cost a lot less, right? That's the thing I have a problem with in this game. I can't use the perks that I want to use on the characters I want to play unless I want to be at a huge disadvantage. Because again, every character, when they equip their own perks of that class, they get a discount on those perks. There's absolutely no point to play like Leo, for example, if you're not going to use any Leo perks. You're not going to get anything out of that. But I don't think they're going to change the system, the whole affinity system. Unless I'm thinking about it wrong, unless it doesn't work like that, but I'm almost certain it does work like that. I don't know if they're going to change that or not, but I love Brett's perks. I think he has the best perks in the game so far. For me, for my playstyle, I just don't want to play as Brett. I'm fine with playing him to progress and level up and get all his perks, but after that, once I have all the perks unlocked and I'm making my own loadout, I don't want to have to play specific people just to use their perks, or at least to use their perks efficiently. But yeah, so that's my main problem. I wanted to make a whole video just on that, but then I was like, that's kind of boring. Might as well come up with some other things that I dislike about the game, or some quality of life things that I would change. So let's hop into those. Now this one I'm pretty sure is just a bug and they're going to fix this. I just wanted to list this off because it's my main thing that's kind of annoying during the closed beta right now that they haven't fixed. And I know they're working on servers and stuff, so of course they're probably not going to fix this, but it does make my ears bleed. Everyone's mic needs a limiter in the game. or have the option like in Phasmophobia where you can press a button and you can hear yourself speaking so that you can test your own mic and how it sounds. Literally everyone, even most of the big streamers have like a Shure SM7B, like one of the best mics ever, right? They're still clipping in game. I'm not clipping in here, I'm not clipping anywhere else. For some reason the game makes everyone's mics clip, but I'm pretty sure that's just a bug and it's gonna be fixed. I think they already know about that, but I just wanted to list that just in case they don't change that at all. I know some games that haven't changed that. I know Phasmophobia, as I just mentioned, they have all those options, but for some reason they make people's mics clip even though their mics, they like boost people's microphone volumes for some reason. So hopefully they fix that. Hopefully they stop boosting everyone's mic volumes in VHS. Even though we're all set to 50 volume, it still is so loud. I don't know. They're gonna fix that though. So anyways, let's go on to the next thing. And this is a quality of life for Dollmaster. They could also set this onto a mutation if they ever make new mutations in the future. I don't know what this would be exactly, but for Dollmaster, when you're possessing a doll, basically everyone I think knows this mostly, but I can maybe show an example on screen. When a teen is near your body with a weapon, it'll glow orange around your screen, right? You get an orange hue around your screen borders. And I've mentioned this before, but I want a quality of life change where that hue changes colors based on the weapon that the teen has near your body. So you'd get a blue hue around your screen when possessing a doll if a teen is near your body with a shock weapon. You'd get a yellow one for a purify weapon, the same orange one that it currently has with the burn weapon, and then a purple hue with the curse weapon. I think that would be huge information for the Dollmaster. That would help out a lot. I think the Dollmaster is super good, by the way. I think he's one of the best monsters in the game so far. But I just think that's like a quality of life change. It's not exactly like a buff or anything. I just feel like it would be good information to have. So that's not a thing I dislike about the game. Again, this is not just a dislike video. It's one thing I dislike and a bunch of quality of life things that I would change about the game. Now here we go. Another change. The wolf's tension track in Hunt and Berserk. That's what my note said. Okay, let me elaborate. So a lot of people have been complaining about the werewolf recently, and I do think he is pretty unfun to play against. You can see my video, all the homies hate werewolf or whatever. That video, I think Space Coconut has a video as well on werewolf. I think a lot of people are starting to realize, yeah, werewolf is just unfun to play against right now. It's not even like he's too good or too weak of a monster. I mean, he is really good. The play style is unfun to play against. And the more I think about it, it's not just that he hits you, disrupts everyone around with Scream Fest as a perk as well. So he disrupts, then he berserks, runs after you, howls, so everyone cowers, and then hits you, everyone's disrupted again, and you just can never use weapons. It's not just that he disrupts, cowers you, disrupts, howls, cowers, hit, disrupt, howl, hit, disrupt, howl. And it's not just his howl in general, it's not just his berserk in general. I'm pretty sure the main problem I'm having with him right now, and a lot of people are having, is just his tension track. Now I can very clearly hear his footsteps and tension track, but a lot of the time when you hear it and he's in berserk, it's too late. You're just dead. You can't hide, you can't outrun him. Not that you're supposed to be able to outrun any monster, but him especially. You don't have time to react at most of the time. Let me give another example. I'm on a crafting station, right? On a crafting station, most monsters, you'd hear their tension track coming, you'd hear their footsteps. You have a little bit of time to hide, right? Or maybe stop the crafting animation so that you stop producing a bunch of crafting noises. With a werewolf, you don't have that time. When he's berserking and running in that direction to check on the crafting table, he hears it. You have no time to react. You hear about 2 to 3 footsteps and he's already in the room with you. He already sees you because he's just so fast and his tension track is like a little bit lagging behind or something. Now correct me if I'm wrong, but berserk is supposed to be a catch-up mechanic, right? You speed boost after them. It's catching up. It's not supposed to be a surprise mechanic. It's not supposed to be a stealth mechanic. But that's how it's being. It's not even necessarily being used that way on purpose, but it is acting that way right now. You can be crafting. The werewolf can be anywhere. You have no idea. Most monsters, you'd hear them coming though. Berserk happens. He's charging towards you. His tension track is still the same. And he just sneaks up into your room in 3 to 4 steps. So what I propose for fixing werewolf right now, because I think berserk is, and just his tension track in general is the main problem. I think that when he uses berserk, he needs a larger tension track so that you can hear him coming. Not to like, you don't want to be snuck up on by a berserk werewolf. That's not how it's intended to be used, I'm pretty sure. Again, a catch-up mechanic, not a surprise mechanic. So when he berserks, I think his tension track and footstep radius should be way bigger. So you should actually be able to hear him coming, or else he's gonna just sneak attack you. But with every sort of nerf, a buff can come as well. So maybe when he's hunting, his tension track gets smaller. So that's when he can sneak up on you, when he's hunting people down. I think that would be fair in a way. And if you're thinking right now, well, why he will just berserk, right, to increase his tension track, then howl, and it'll like howl everybody. I don't think howl affects his tension track. I think it's just a certain radius. So that won't be a thing. So yeah, again, berserk should increase his radius so he can't sneak attack. He just sprints super fast and you can actually hear him coming. And then his hunt mode can decrease it if we want to give him a buff for the nerf. And I think that would make werewolf a lot more fun to go up against right now, so that you're not just crafting a weapon and then you just get snuck up on by a 3,000 mile per hour werewolf that just comes charging into the room. So that's what I propose, but I don't know what they're gonna do. No, I think they will change him though. I also just think maybe howl should have a shorter cooldown or something. It doesn't even, he can howl more, I don't care, as long as I don't get cowered for such a long duration. Right now it's just such a long duration. He does it and I can't use my weapon for like 10 seconds. I don't know actually how long it is, but it feels like forever. But again, that might not be the main problem. It's probably berserk, and if they change that to make his tension track bigger, I think it would make it a lot more fun to go up against him. Anyways, on to the next thing. Okay, the next thing is the Mousetrap prize. So currently, if you don't know, the Mousetrap prize is a monster prize that you can put in the game, and the prizes are kind of like offerings, so you just put them in, one-time use, then it's gone after the match ends. The Mousetrap though is kind of crazy. It's a bit insane. It spawns all the teens that aren't currently using spawning offerings to spawn at a crafting table to spawn as far from the monster as possible. It spawns them all with the monster. So everyone in the match is all just in one big dog pile. The monster can transform instantly and easily kill someone straight away within the first 10 seconds of the match. And there's a lot they can do to fix this and change it to make it not as insane of an offering. I mean, as a prize. I have multiple changes that they could do, so let's go over some of them. First off, Mousetrap can have its pro of spawning in a dog pile and being able to transform and instantly down someone like it is now, but it can also have a con to it where maybe teens don't lose their health bar at the beginning of the match for the first minute or so, first 40 seconds maybe. So you can spawn all together and get pressure on them by knocking down a teen, but that teen won't lose any health during that time. So it has its pros and cons. Another thing that could happen is the Mousetrap can be changed completely to where the monster spawns into the match, right? They spawn into the match as a monster. They don't have to be a teen for 15 seconds. They don't have to do the whole animation of transforming into the monster. So it saves like 5 seconds of time. That's what the Mousetrap can do. You spawn in as the monster. So kind of like the opposite of late fees, because late fees right now lets you get extra time to pretend to be a teen and then you transform quicker, but Mousetrap would just spawn you directly in as the monster. So those two options can be something that they do with Mousetrap. A really fun thing Mousetrap could do, but might be game breaking. Mousetrap could make it so you can hear the teen comms in the game. Maybe you can see where they're pinging as well. That might be a little broken though. I don't know. That would have to be an even rarer prize to get though. So yeah, those two changes. I can come up with a ton more. Obviously, it's not too hard to come up with things they could do with Mousetrap to change it completely. I just think as it stands right now, it is the most overpowered offering or prize in the game, and it definitely needs changes because that's not very fun. I will say, especially when it's a werewolf, it's terrible actually. You all just spawn in a big dog pile, they transform, they hit, boom, 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 boom. It just snowballs from there. Mousetrap is not a fun prize in the game. It's fun for the monster, probably, but like, it's not fun for the teens, I can tell. But yeah, those two options I think are pretty good. So anyways, let's hop into the next thing. Okay, so this next one, the facility feels different from the two other maps. And what that means is, basically, I want the facility to be more engaging, whether it's like the loops or the vault locations or something about facility feels off. I don't know. Facility's not a map I want to ever play on for some reason. I just never really want to play it. And I've done some polls as well on Twitter and my YouTube channel. I could put maybe a screenshot up. Like almost every poll I've done, it consists of high school being in the top 50 something, 50 to like 58% of the votes, then hotel in 30s to 40s, and then usually like 4% to 6% is usually how high facility goes. Like nobody likes the facility. I don't know what it is though. And I know they're not just gonna like change the entire map, right? Just because some people find it unfun. I'm sure there's people out there that actually enjoy it. 4 to 6% of people. But something about it just feels so different from the other maps. It feels like a completely different game sometimes. And maybe it is that it doesn't have a central hub area, kind of like the hotel has the outdoors square. The high school has the same exact outdoor square area. And all of them have vault locations that lead into it, some fun loops to loop the monster around. The facility doesn't have that central hub. You can maybe say it's the testing chamber with the giant ball in the middle that connects to all the different doorways, but I don't even know if that's in the middle of the map really. I think its most standout location is like the warehouse and the lunch table area, or the little cafeteria with the big sun windows that shine in. That's the most standout area I can think of, but that's all the way on the edge of the map. It's not even like a central big area that everyone connects into. Maybe it's just that the map is all just tunnels and hallways and staircases. I don't know. I don't know what it is about facility. Not a lot of people seem to like it. I definitely don't like it. When I imagine myself playing VHS, I imagine myself playing on high school or hotel. I don't imagine myself playing on facility. It's kind of like, let's give another example. DBD, I imagine myself playing on the fun maps like Macmillan Estate. I don't imagine myself playing on the RPD when I think of myself playing DBD right now. It's just one of those maps. I don't know. One of those unfun maps. It's not completely bad. I think the design is pretty cool. The layout isn't even that bad or anything. The sound design's sick. You can see dead bodies of warts, different warts that were experimented on. I think the aesthetic of the map is perfectly fine. It's perfectly normal. It's just the map's unfun to actually play on. I don't know. I don't know how they would change it again. Maybe the loops or something. Something's off about the map. I can't think of any. Like, wait, let me think. I think there's 3 vault locations. 1 in the warehouse, and there's 2 up above the test chamber, next to the vending machines, sort of on the stairs. Is that it? Because high school has like multiple windows, or does high school really only just have like 3 windows also? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Usually high school has like 5 to 6 windows open. Hotel has a drop down. It has a window. It has another drop down over here that used to be a window. Yeah, like they all have multiple looping spots. Maybe it's the loops. I don't know. I'm just gonna say that. Facility is just weird, not too engaging or fun. Anyways, on to the next thing. Alright, this one's also pretty big. I don't know if they're gonna change this or not. I don't know what they would replace this with, but prizes being in the plot twists are boring and not very exciting. Okay, so I wonder how other people actually stand on this that have played the game. But when you're going through your character's journey, you get these little plot twists in it, right? So there's perk points you can get, there's plot twists, you can get your perks, mutations, all this other stuff. Plot twists, you don't know what's inside. It's kind of fun clicking on it and hoping you get a cosmetic. And I think it should be mostly filled with random cosmetics and flux maybe. So plot twists should give you flux and cosmetics, but right now they give you both of those, but then sometimes you can randomly get a prize, and that's not very fun. I mean, you're going through your whole character's journey and you click on a plot twist hoping it's a cosmetic, and you get like a walkie-talkie or something for 1 match. I think the prizes would be better off just staying completely in their own boxes, because right now you get prize boxes through just leveling up your character as well. You open them, you get a set of 3 prizes that you can use, right? I don't want to get prizes in the journey as well. It's kind of weird. I don't know. It doesn't really make sense. I think it should either be just cosmetics and flux, or add a 3rd thing that can be in there. I don't exactly know what that 3rd thing can be. Maybe instead of just 1 prize, it would even be better. I would accept prizes in the journey if it gave a prize box. That would be better. So instead of getting a plot twist and it's just a walkie-talkie, you get a whole teen prize box or whatever. You get to open it, 3 prizes right there. So yeah, I just think currently in the journey, it's pretty fun getting plot twists and getting a cosmetic, but I think having some of them filled with 1 prize is just a little boring. I don't know how other people stand on that. But yeah, I think just putting a price box in those plot twists would be a little better, or just completely filling them with basic cosmetic things, maybe recolors, maybe some weapon skins. It might just be for the closed beta too that some of them are filled with prizes, but yeah, hopefully that changes. I don't know. It's not the end of the world or anything. It's really not that big of a deal. I just had to think of things to complain about, and getting a walkie-talkie out of my character's journey is a little just not so exciting. Okay, so another thing I would change is just another quality of life improvement to the game. It's aiming. So right now it feels a little weird, especially with the ray gun, I will say, to just hold left click and it just pulls it up and starts firing a bunch, and it's a fully automatic ray gun. It's fine that's fully auto and all that stuff, but it's weird that some of the weapons, like the slingshot, you right click with and then you can left click. You don't just click left click and they bring it up like the ray gun and fire it. You have to right click and then left click, but then some of the weapons you don't do that. Even with the Molotov, you have to bring it up and then do it, instead of just left clicking and making the character bring it up and do it themselves. I don't know why I said do it, I mean throw it. So it's weird going from weapon to weapon. I'm already used to it mostly at this point, of what weapons I right click with and what I left click with. And it also tells you in the bottom right of the screen if you either have to right click first and then left click with the weapon, or if you have to left click first and then that's it. But I'd like it if all the weapons were mostly consistent. It just feels a little better, so I don't have to look down there every time and see like, is this a right click weapon or a left click weapon? I think they should all just be both. You should be able to right click and maybe it like holds out the flamethrower as if it's fully charging, like the full circle, and then you can left click to release it. Ray gun as well, it can like slow you down while you do it, just like the normal animation when you left click. You're like slowly filling up the bar and then you can start firing. And your character is also slowed at the same time. And same with the Radiant Cross and all that. You right click and then left click. I don't know. It's a quality of life thing. It's just kind of weird going from weapon to weapon. And they feel different because you have to right click and then left click and then blah blah blah. I think you guys understand though. I don't have to keep explaining it. Wait, two more things I just came up with that I remembered because they're actually pretty annoying in game right now. Multiple key bindings need to be a thing first off, because right now you can only have one keybind towards one action in the game. So most games at this point have like 2 or 3, or 2 for your keyboard and 2 for your mouse, so that you can just have multiple key bindings for the same button. So that's really nice quality of life improvement that they should do. And then lastly, they don't have the option for this for some reason in the game, and maybe it's just a bug right now, but when you're switching weapons on a crafting station, like you go up to the crafting station, you can craft a flamethrower, or you can press this button to switch it over to a Molotov so that you can start crafting that. It's X and Z right now, and there's no option to change that. It's permanently X and Z, so you have to use those. It's really weird, because like your X and Z are just weird buttons to press, so they should change that, because right now you can't change that in game. So those are 2 easy fixes that they're definitely going to change, most likely. But just in case someone's watching this as a dev and they don't know about those 2 things, there you go. And that's it. This is me in post because I completely forgot to record this, and I'm already editing the video, and we'll enjoy the video. And this last thing that I have is, I'm pretty sure it's meant to be this way in the game, so I don't think this is going to be changed. But just in case it's not meant to be this way, I will say I wish there was a slider to turn down the in-game music, because you can turn down the main menu music, but you can't turn down the music heard in a game. So like when you're in a chase or the monster hits you, it's so loud in game, the music. I think it's meant to be that way though. I think it's supposed to deafen you in a way, so you can't hear your teammates and you can't hear the footsteps. If you're on the monster side, of course, you don't really need to hear the footsteps too much on the teen side when you're running from the monster. But it will let you know if he's chasing you still or not. But yeah, it's pretty annoying on the monster side right now. You hit someone, you unleash your scream, and then the music is still playing, and you just can't track. And I think it's meant to be that way, just to make it harder to track. But just in case it's not meant to be that way, they should add a slider for in-game music compared to just the master volume that's in-game right now. It just has a master volume and a menu music. So that would be pretty nice, but I think it's meant to be that way still. And yeah, I mean, this game, that was a hard list to come up with. I had to really sit and think about that stuff, because there are certain things I really want changed in there, such as the mousetrap, the plot twists having boring items in them, such as prizes, people's mics, and being able to play the character I want. That's mostly what I want changed. So if there's anything on that list, the number one thing is being able to play the character I want. That's what I want changed. But yeah, that was a hard list to come up with just because there's really not a lot of bad things about this game. It is mostly flawless, and the devs are super nice people as well. I really respect these devs. Their communication and everything is great. It's better than anything I've ever seen on any dev team I've ever seen. So yeah, I'm just really proud with the game, and I'm really happy that everyone's enjoying the content on my channel with it. So yeah, let me know if there's anything that you guys would like changed in VHS. Comment it down below. Think if you have any ideas for what the Mousetrap prize can do, or what other changes you do to Dollmaster or Werewolf or anything in the game. Let me know. Give me feedback on what I proposed here, and let me know if you like the facility map, because I don't think anyone really does. I actually really don't mind the facility that much. I just think it feels different, and for some reason it's not that fun. But yeah, again, number one thing, being able to play the character I want. That is what I mostly want changed, like really badly, because I think it's kind of dumb that I want to play these other characters and get cosmetics for them, because I think they have better cosmetics. I want to use Brett's perks on them. I can't do that efficiently. I can put them on them, but it's just not gonna, it's gonna cost so much perk points. I'm not gonna be able to run other perks. That is a big thing I want changed, and that's it. And it was kind of just a big rambling video. Hopefully I edited it so it doesn't sound like rambling, but most of the video was just rambling. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Subscribe, leave a like, and that's all. I'll see you guys in the next video.